Hi, this is the sixth edition of our episode of DF Dialogue that we have started at the time of COVID, when we take you to rural areas, to the remote areas, when we talk to our people, our partners, and try to bring in the information that what is happening on the ground. So this is the ground report at the time of COVID. Today we are going to Tumkur. Tumkur is a district in Karnataka, and we have a friend called Girish who is sitting in his van, and he is in a small village in Tumkur. He has come to a location where he can connect with 3G. Girish runs, Namahalli radio. It sounds like any radio station, but it is not. What he specializes in is that he goes to the villages, which is telecom dark areas, unconnected areas, and try to bring in wireless connectivity, and then he broadcast on radio through wireless connectivity by creating a local Wi-Fi system in villages and leave the system with them and go ahead. So at the time of COVID, with Red Cross and with the support of Digital Empowerment Foundation, he has been roaming around in villages, and I requested him to come online, sitting in his van, and talk to us about what is happening on the ground, and also how he is actually moving around and making awareness among the villagers through Wi-Fi, local Wi-Fi, about how to keep themselves safe from COVID. So Girish, thank you very much for agreeing to come, online. And you look very good with your team members in this beautiful van. You are truly a nomad. आप तो बिल्कुल nomad की तरह, पूरी गांव-गांव घूम रहे हैं. Can you tell us that exactly where you are at the moment?
At the moment, we are 60 kilometers away from Tumkur. It's a village called Chimmanalli, and every day we start journey from here, traveling around 60 to 80 kilometers.
So can you tell us, in these remote villages where you are traveling in Tumkur district in Karnataka, what is it like, the impact of COVID, the impact of lockdown, the poverty, access, you are restricted in your home. Can you give us a scenario what is happening in those villages, remote villages?
They were all quite happy with their regular activities, but they were also scared because of the television news, what was there. They wanted somebody to interact with them. We went with a lot of resource persons with us. So when we went there, they were all surprised to interact with any person over there. So they just wanted to ask questions, telling everyone will die when they get attacked with corona. A lot of other scary factors were, in the news channel which were happening. That was very interesting when we met all those people, and Dr. Achitra very well convinced them. He was making a lot of things very easy for them, that you are not supposed to get scared so much. Only thing that you have to maintain is a cleanliness and be aware, things like that. And a lot of people were asking, they're demanding what government is providing us, like masks, soap, sanitation, this stuff. So then we started talking to them, why are you waiting for government to supply all these things? These were all were part of your everyday day-to-day life, keeping yourself clean, keeping yourself, all these things. So then they slowly tried to thought of understanding, and some of the villages, they were not asking masks, they already started making a mask, their own masks. Precautionary things which TB was telling, we just condensed it into very important few things, that keeping yourself fit. If somebody is sick around, please inform the doctor and take them to the nearest hospital, or inform to the ASHA workers, Anganwadi workers who were regularly visiting to their houses. And this was very important for them. They felt, now हम बच जाएंगे. क्योंकि नहीं तो वो लोग सोचे थे, they were thinking that they will die because of this corona things. Third thing was of course, yes, their livelihood and everyday activity was affected initially, but they were doing, because agriculture activities and their regular cow herding, sheep herding activities cannot stop. They have to go. First few days they were scared, we can burn, but how can we stop our everyday activity? But later they got realized that whenever we go out, we have to put a mask, keep ourselves clean, take 2 times a bath, to at least 1 time in a day. And these things, then once they started realizing that, they felt, this is just to prevent these kind of things. In the 5th day, we came across a village where they were performing a ritual for stopping this corona.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I mean, people are following rituals to fight corona rather than finding a scientific way of fighting corona.
Yeah, yeah. And scientific way is one, and second thing, they are believing the rituals and also obeying the order of a prime minister. I'll show some of the pictures. We are very interesting. They also followed a distance. No, they didn't come together. One most important thing is these are telecom dark areas. These are areas where they were not able to speak out from their place, but they were able to listen. They were able to see the television from using a dish TV or so. They could able to know what's happening around the world, but from their side, what's happening with them was not able to reach to us. So keeping that in mind, we went there with basic Wi-Fi technology, with OpenWRT routers on the van, and that could give a hotspot of around 300 to 500 meters. They were having their smartphones with them. Most of the people had their phones, but no network, because they were traveling around for work, and everybody was having the phone because they wanted phone in one or the other way. Because nowadays the smartphones are not only for talking, but also other recreation, right? So when we started enabling to this live conversation sitting at your house, and also showed them how they can speak back sitting at their house to this van, and they were fascinated. So we wanted to listen to their voices, their needs, and understand something from their voice. That was important thing. If some other person, if they gone there and heard something and come back and report, the real story of a person would have not come back. If I am a reporter, then if I had written something, then so in that way we wanted to hear their voices, and in a form of dialogue. If a resource person is sitting in the van and answering their questions, and they come out with many more questions and many more doubts, whatever they wanted to. So in that way, they felt very, very satisfied. And we also got a lot of interesting conversation and problems of them that we could record it and bring it and broadcast it here. We also went Facebook Live wherever we got 2G networks. We had a 3 dongle, and I built a small bandwidth bundler, like using a 3 dongle and increasing a bandwidth. So through that, we could able to achieve a Facebook Live. So we pushed Facebook audio live from most of the villages from there.
So on one side, you are bringing COVID-related information and awareness program to the remote areas, to the villages. You are creating awareness. You are reaching out with the accurate information. You are in a way also fighting misinformation and fake news actually. And you are actually helping people not to be scared. And then after that, you involve people to get into conversation, and you record those conversations through Wi-Fi, and then you broadcast through social media on various media, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So how many villages you have traveled in the last 10 days?
We traveled around 50 villages, but we conducted this kind of campaign in 18 to 25 villages. Yeah.
So what you are saying is that this creating local Wi-Fi and local Wi-Fi booth is going to provide an alternative system of access to education, access to content for all the children and all the people who are not going to school, not going to colleges, but they are homebound. They can actually continue with their education by having a local server in a telecom dark area with content that they can access orally and even on video by creating a local server, by creating a local Wi-Fi system, right?
True.
Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.